Will you please rise for the singing of our national anthem?
Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Moore High School's annual commencement program. Graduates of the class of 2021, it has been a pleasure and an honor to serve you as your senior class principal. I have watched you grow and transform into exceptional young adults with very bright futures. As this chapter of your life comes to an end and a new one begins, I challenge you to always focus on what you can control in life: your attitude, your effort, your performance, and your passion. You are not in competition with anyone else. Just plan to outdo your past. Never settle for mediocrity, and strive to be the best you can be. Thank you for sharing a very important part of your lives with me. You will always be remembered within the spirit of Moore High School. Ladies and gentlemen, this graduation ceremony is intended to recognize and celebrate the academic accomplishments of the students you see in front of you. They each deserve our praise. As in every worthy challenge in life, certain individuals may choose to go above and beyond the established criteria. The honor graduates of Moore High have done so by maintaining a 4-year grade point average of 4.0 or above. We honor each of these students by their caps and gowns of white. Honor graduates, please stand and receive recognition for your academic accomplishments with a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. In addition, I would like 3 very special people to stand and receive their deserved recognition. May I introduce to you Mr. Colton Stanford, Moore High School's 2021 salutatorian. I would now ask Dr. Robert Romine, Superintendent of Moore Public Schools, to come forward to congratulate the Moore High School class of 2021 valedictorians, Mr. Ryan Lalu and Mr. Logan Schober. Do you have your speeches? Do you have your speech? It is a pleasure for me to ask Ryan and Logan to step to the podium to present the valedictorian address.
Principal Coyle, administrators, faculty members, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Today, we join each other 6 feet apart to celebrate our school's annual cap tossing ceremony. What we have known to be the home of the Lions will soon become the home of tomorrow's doctors and lawyers, teachers and psychologists, musicians and engineers, architects and nurses, and soldiers and leaders. We have made quite the journey since elementary, from the days of fidget spinners, Pokemon Go, bottle flipping, Vine, and silly bands. That has all led up to this moment. This will be the last time we will probably meet and sit up here. Mask to mask, so cherish this moment while you can. We would like to acknowledge the disasters and tragedies that we have faced together as a community, but we are here tonight to celebrate our triumphs, our achievements, our victories both individually and as a school, and the journey on which we have all embarked towards our future destinations.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We struggled for weeks trying to decide what this speech would be about. We could speak about ourselves for the next 5 minutes, but frankly, there's a dozen of you in the crowd that care to hear that. We could impart some grand wisdom, but at the age of 18, we would be speaking of lessons that we have yet to really learn. We even considered using big words just to make ourselves seem smarter, but that would be superfluous and disingenuous. Instead, we settled on this, a message of congratulations to the class of 2021, and of thanks to each and every person who helped us along the way.
To the faculty and administrators, thank you for the sacrifices that you have made. This pandemic has made the gap between learning so much harder, and if it wasn't for the concerted effort of everyone, we wouldn't have the bridge that made this year mostly cohesive. We would also love to extend our express gratitude to our principal, Mr. Coyle. With every band and athletic competition you have attended, assembly you have hosted, and speech you have given, our school felt more like one big family. When tragedy struck, you would always be the first to comfort the student body and ensure that everyone had the resources that they needed. Lastly, to our senior principal, Ms. Little-Shirey, and the other principals that have helped along the way, thank you for your incessant work to ensure that we had some sense of normalcy. The hard work from our faculty and administrators have paid off, so once again, thank you.
To our families, frankly, we don't give you enough credit. You played an instrumental role in our success, whether we admit it to you or not. I would not be standing here now were it not for the constant love and support of my family, and I will never be able to thank them enough for that. Mom, Dad, you both work too hard and care too much, but no matter how much we disagree, you never failed to be there through my successes and my failures, and that is all I could ever ask for. I know that this is true for each and every graduate in front of me. Though your support may go unnoticed sometimes, it is never unappreciated. Thank you.
Lastly, to our friends and peers, congratulations. Each of us has had our own unique experiences at Moore, a combination of good times and bad times, times of laughter and joy, times of school spirit, and of course, times of last-minute studying for that exam that we forgot was taking place the following morning. This commencement ceremony will mark the end of one of the largest chapters of our lives. With this chapter concluding, I'm certain that many of us are already anxious about starting the next one, because unlike an English book, we cannot skim through the pages of life, Google, or SparkNote an answer. Luckily, as graduates of Moore, we have been given all the paper and ink necessary to write our own stories, and with the endless affection and appreciation and support of our family, friends, and fellow graduates, our stories will become bestsellers.
And so, class of 2021, whether this is the end of your plans or the start of your life, congratulations, good luck, and goodbye. Soon, we will no longer be classmates, but we will never be strangers, for we will always be part of the class of 2021. We'll see you at school tomorrow.
Parents, grandparents, families, honored guests, and seniors. We, the faculty of Moore High School, have guided, encouraged, challenged, tested, directed, comforted, and examined these seniors, we have, to the best of our abilities, given them a quality education. Our job is now finished. We believe that we, along with their families and loved ones, have helped prepare them for what lies ahead, and that our world will be better because of them. With pride and pleasure, we present the class of 2021 to you, Mr. Coyle, their principal.
To all of the parents, relatives, friends, and guests, good evening, and welcome to the 121st Moore High School graduation, this class of 2021. As we begin to comment and reflect on this most special occasion, let me introduce some people who have been instrumental in the success and achievement of your graduate. At this time, I would like to introduce our Board of Education members. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mrs. Allison Ritchie, President, Mrs. Stacy Pruitt, Vice President, Mrs. Mandy Kincannon, Member, Mrs. Erin Morrison, Member, Mrs. Jennifer Wynn Statler, Member. Our Moore Public Schools leadership team, and again, I would ask that you hold your applause until all have been introduced. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Robert Romines. Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education, Mr. David Peak. Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education, Ms. Michelle McNear. Chief Financial Officer, Mr. B.J. Ryan. Dean of Academics, Mrs. Shannon Thompson Woodson. Director of Career, Technical, and Alternative Education and CNO Programs, Mr. Jimmy Martin. Director of Safety and Security, Mr. Dustin Horsecutter. Athletic Director, Mr. Brian Fitzgerald. Director of Special Services, Mrs. Kim Hurd. Director of Student Services, Dr. Christy Hernandez. Director of Communication and Community Relations, Mrs. Dawn Jones. Director of Educational Technology, Mr. Brandon Wilmarth. Principal of Vista Academy, Mr. Hart Brown. And Principal of Night School and Director of Credit Recovery, Mr. Jerry Broadbent. Six people who are particularly special to me, to your student, and to the achievement of Moore High. Senior Class Principal, Mrs. Heather Little Shirey. Junior Class Principal, Mrs. Rachel Stark. Sophomore Class Principal, Mrs. Brandy Brickman. Freshman Class Principals, Mr. Kerry Bonds and Mr. Brandon Lewis. And Athletic Facilitator, Mr. Chad Mashburn. The remarkable teachers, counselors, and staff of Moore High School, a student-centered faculty that continues to build upon excellence and without qualification, placing them among the elite faculties anywhere. Will you please stand? Apart from our graduates, the most distinguished group here tonight, parents of the class of 2021. Parents, will you please stand so that we may properly acknowledge you and all that you have done to bring us to this occasion. Graduation is a time to reflect upon the accomplishments of the year past and to look forward to the opportunities and possibilities ahead. I wish to take a few moments to do both. Seniors, you should be very proud of contributing to and graduating from Moore High School. Moore High, which this year earned state championships and national award recognition in such diverse academic areas as agriculture education's horticulture program, youth and government mock trial, jazz band, robotics, speech debate, business information and technology education, just to name a few. MHS bands earned multiple superior ratings at OSSAA Regional Marching Contest, State Concert Band Contest, and state site reading contest, including several individual superior ratings. And oh yes, did I mention that they were 6A state champion jazz band and jazz combo? MHS Choir this year was recognized for this distinction of having over 12 members who achieved all-state status and some 80 members who earned superior ratings at solo and ensemble state contests, and again this year held 2 Special Olympic musicals. Athletic team honors include state playoff qualifiers in football, volleyball, slow pitch softball, big cat games, men's and women's tennis, cross country, women's wrestling, and swimming. Regional champions or state runners-up and place winners in cheer, women's wrestling, slow pitch softball, and women's track. National placers in cheer, and a McDonald's All-American in women's basketball. Academic Achievement Awards were earned in men's soccer, fast and slow pitch softball, men's and women's track, football, men's and women's cross country, men's wrestling, women's basketball, baseball, and academic state champions in women's golf, and in the sport's inaugural year, state academic champions in women's wrestling. While you have contributed to the aforementioned school-wide successes, many noteworthy achievements were made solely by you. Just last week, nearly 175 of you received recognition and were awarded scholarships from colleges, universities, the military, and other post-high school institutions and organizations, including the state of Oklahoma, which as of today exceeds $11.46 million. Seated among you are a National Merit finalist, an Oklahoma Academic All-State Selection, Oklahoma Academic Scholars, Oklahoma Region Scholars, and Military Spirit Medal recipients. All state and all region status and excellence was bestowed in the performing arts, in the areas of vocational education, essays, student government, and community outreach and service among our many clubs and organizations. This year, uniquely, the resilience and commitment you have demonstrated during the pandemic, with all of its uncertainties and challenges, were remarkable. Yes, it certainly was taxing at times. However, your sense of purpose has ultimately brought you here this evening. On this epic occasion, as you consider what life holds for you and your purpose, I would remind you of the tale of the young man who went to see the wise elder in his village. "I don't know what to do with my life. How do I find my purpose?" the young man asked. The elder said, "Follow me," and walked them to a river where they found dozens of men and women prospecting for gold. "There are three types of prospectors here," said the sage. "There are those who strike gold right away. Excited, they take their gold, cash it in, and live comfortably the rest of their lives. Then there are those who pan for years. They know there's gold in the river. They've seen others strike it rich, so they persist until they find it. Then there is the third kind of prospector. You see, they get frustrated. They haven't found what they're looking for. So after a month, or a year, or longer, they give up, walk away, and never find gold. There are those in life who look for purpose and seem to find it immediately. They have a clear sense of it and pursue their dreams with energy and enthusiasm. Others must look harder, perhaps for many years. But if they persist and keep looking, they will find their passion. Finally, there are those who want to know their purpose, but they become discontented with the search and give up too soon, unfulfilled. So how do you find your own purpose? Keep looking until you do. Don't ever stop. It is already within each of you. Seniors, I would like to close by saying thanks to you for your contributions and leadership to Moore High School. I am proud of each and every one of you, and I wish you the very best. Dr. Romines, as this group of candidates has met all the requirements set forth by the state of Oklahoma and those established by the Moore Board of Education, I am proud to present them to you with my recommendation that they be graduated.
Good evening. It is my honor to welcome you to the 2021 Commencement Ceremony of Moore High School. We are here to celebrate the many achievements that our students have made throughout the past many years. For most of us, it probably seems like yesterday that we were holding our child's hand, guiding them into their pre-kindergarten or kindergarten classroom for the very first time. I'm sure many of us remember the lump in our throats as we left them there for that very first year of school. And it's probably similar to the lump in our throats as we feel now as we celebrate their last. Graduates, let me share with you one of my greatest regrets is that when I was where you are now, I did not show enough appreciation to my parents, family members, and friends for their dedication to ensure that my future was built on a solid foundation. Without them, I would have not succeeded without obtaining my diploma and other accomplishments. One last time, look toward the audience, your biggest fans and trusted support system, and give them one final round of applause and appreciation. Without a doubt, members of the class of 2021 are resilient and determined. They have proven that they not only overcome the challenges placed before them, but they help the younger classes overcome these challenges as well. When I think of the class of 2021, I think of those who proudly, bravely, and eagerly carried the torch to shine the light for others, leading them through the unknown, inevitable challenges, and navigating the path to victory. In the Olympics, the torch's flame is the most important symbol. It symbolizes life, a competitive spirit, and ultimately peace. It is carried in a relay of strong leaders to its final destination in this very stadium, or their stadium. The torch carriers leak the present, the past, and future, and transmit friendships along the way. That is exactly what you have done for all the many Lions. Throughout your 4 years of high school, essentially, you've experienced 1 year of normalcy, your sophomore year. In your freshman year, you supported your teachers and staff through a historic walkout to recognize the importance of education and our educational leaders. Your junior year, our world was introduced to a health pandemic and the year was abruptly altered. Your senior year, we returned to school on day one, navigated through our health crisis together, wearing masks, social distancing as best as possible, and other mitigation efforts. You have embraced one another in support through much-needed changes with social unrest. You have provided comfort and alternative possibilities through an economic crisis, and ultimately, you kept moving forward. Through it all, you carried the torch for each other and for the classes behind you. You will forever be known as the class with extraordinary character and heart, leaving a legacy of triumph for all future Lions. We understand that you may have questions, some concerns about your next chapter. However, based on your proven track record, odds tell us that your future looks pretty bright. Chances are, someone in here will save a life, possibly run for political office, become a mental health professional, an author, or a hero disguised as a teacher. Without a doubt in our minds, you have the ability to continue to do great things that you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to achieve. Always believe in yourself, and when in doubt, remember that a bad day does not undo all of your greatness. The average person lives 27,375 days. You have plenty of amazing days left. Keep going and make each and every one count. Before leaving here this evening, take some time to look around you. Try to memorize the faces of your classmates because you most likely will not see all of them in one place again after tonight. This ceremony really does mark a major milestone in your life. So as you go along your road of life, love your parents, take chances, make good choices, stand for something noble even though it may be difficult. Be a voice of fairness and respect for all human beings. Be a genuine friend and give something back. From the superintendent of schools, faculty and staff, your parents and friends, you are exceptional, you are loved, and we are beyond proud of each and every one of you. Lastly, let us recognize and honor the one and only Mr. Mike Coyle. As you all know, he has announced his much-earned retirement, and we will miss him greatly. Mr. Coyle has been at the helm of Moore High School for 19 years as head principal, served the school for 22 years, and within the district for more than 3 decades. He has led Lion Country through numerous national awards for academic excellence, student culture initiatives, and has been a stronghold through times of hurt, uncertainty, happiness, and triumph. Mr. Coyle has left a legacy here, and we are forever grateful. Please join me in showing appreciation for Mr. Mike Coyle. Mr. Coyle, I do have to say, as an alum of Moore High School, you truly have and are leaving this place better than you found it. Thank you. And last but not least, remember Once a lion. That's right. Members of the Board of Education, I present to you the 2021 graduating class of Moore High School. Great job.
Trinity Renee Pendleton. Mia Mota. Briley Gale Middleton. Gregory Gill. Kira Clavey.
Alexandra Drake.
Logan Schober. Ryan Lalu. Colton Stanford.
Alexandra Drake.
Logan Matheson.
Ryan Dittmer.
William Edmonds.
Grace Burke.
Brooke Leanne Phillips.
Elena Shuri Davidson.
Matthew Blevins.
Shin Lai.
Zerlina Mi Trong.
Lauren Mullinax.
Genesis Marie Damberville.
Isaac Hernandez.
Lonnie Smith.
Samuel Wagner.
Caitlin Peters.
Maya Serta.
Brendan McClassen.
Okay, Maya.
Sarah Berkowitz.
Levi Scott Brown.
Emily Kretschmer.
Zachary Benham.
Lauren Smith.
Hadisa Noyela Arviso.
Tyler Weaver.
Josephine Eden Parker.
Kelly Rojo Reyes.
Braxton Markgraf.
Sierra Brewer.
Toby Dodson.
David Calindrez.
Julia Gunlock.
Grayson Gibson.
Elizabeth Whitfield.
Skylar Crum.
Cameron Jones.
Adria Ramirez.
Delaney Morrow.
Jakari Markel Sykes.
Beth Porter.
Colton Wayne McGee.
Connor Lane.
Mackenzie Jones Stephens.
Athen Hardesty.
Abigail Ivy.
Cole Zace.
Cameron Floyd.
Isabel Davison.
Samantha Wilkins.
Shiloh Hutchinson.
Spencer Gilbert.
Macy Gale Mota.
Tristan Terrell.
Nick Shoemate.
Gabriella Denning.
Emily Allen.
Jake Woodring.
Angelo Tiardo.
Blaine Dawes.
Alana Nayeli Elaine Reyes Vera.
Ben Hudgens.
Zoe Alexandria Lee.
Xavier Arvizu.
Lana Barrett.
Brooke Serta.
Mason Polis.
Isabella Jules Holloway.
Grayson Kupiker.
Mackenzie Diamond Piercy.
Michaela Danae Barrett.
Brooklyn Stanberry.
Peyton Riley Andrews.
Satchel Balsher.
Brenda Hernandez.
Dylan Anders.
Alexia Walker.
Isabel Elena Romero.
Andrea Valdez.
Joey Yang.
Aaliyah Ari Moore.
Hannah Schurmeyer.
Cameron Nichelle Betancourt.
Macy Hogue.
Anthony Francisco Jane.
Tyler McMillan.
Camilla Rayleigh Cruzy.
Michelle Anansi.
Nathan Dolney.
Amaya Lindsay.
Stephen Farley III.
Rachel Harjo.
Austin Fry.
Logan Abjornson.
Kelly Johnson.
Caden Adkins.
Nadia Alejandrez.
Victor Knight.
Dominic Anderson.
Devin Lane Miller.
Megan Atkins.
Christopher Nano Kirchi.
Prince Keon Iodeli Michael Awopeju.
Peter Adams.
Drake Barrett.
Elijah Atkinson.
Trayvon Baysinger.
Daniela Alejandra Amaya.
Caden Beery.
Jacob Annable.
Kaylee Banier.
Najani Anderson.
Carly Bernard.
Zane Arnold.
Paige Blair.
David Atkinson.
Geza Boer.
Bailey Bain.
Andrea Borley Borte.
Lane Beck.
Dylan Brayton.
Michael Benally.
Richard Berry.
William Broadbent.
Nicholas Bilodeau.
Skylar Bryant.
Bodie Blankenship.
Brooklyn Bowie.
Nathan Bobo.
Austin James Burks.
Juliana Borg.
Shayla Butler.
Monica Boyd.
Brianna Cabling.
Hunter Brenly.
Ethan Kao.
Xander Brophy.
Ivan Cardenas.
David Bushyhead.
Rhea Carter.
Caitlin Bird.
Casey Castor.
Cedric Canales.
Taylor Elizabeth Christian.
Aiden Carender.
Carson Cockrell.
JC Elizabeth Cassidy.
Mavi Cole.
Abby Grace Chancellor.
Kyler Ethan Compton.
Riley Siprich.
Kelsey Cooper.
Chase Cockrell.
Nikayla Cornish.
Essence Coleman.
Brady Cowser.
Aspen Cook.
Vaughn Craig.
JC Corbeil.
Autumn Lene Crawford.
Ramona Cox Moscatello.
Isabel Camella.
Ethan Craven.
Gavin Daniels.
Nicole Cross.
Hannah Jewel Davis.
Alexis Davis.
Macy Page Davis.
J. Lynn Davis.
Dylan DeCoster.
Kaylee Deck.
Kaylin Leanne Dennis.
Grace Dennis.
Brianna Devine.
Sky Dennis.
Taylor DeWitt.
Raiden DeVore.
Elizabeth Dossie.
Spencer Diamond.
Kristen Edis.
Corbin Draper.
Jocelyn Earp.
Logan Egan.
Alex Eagleston.
Michaela Esquina.
Gavin Elliott.
Xander Estridge. Patrice Behrman.
Kanaya Ennis Heyman.
Felicity Farley.
Hannah Grace Escalera.
Kenya Rosario Felix.
Destiny Essery.
Kylie Fields. Alexis Flynn.
Ashlyn Evans.
Jamarius Israel Ford.
Carson Lee Fannin.
Braden Foster.
Lexi Brianne Fields.
Taya Fowler.
Micah Fields.
Keanu Franklin.
J. Celeste Fletes.
Madison Fulton.
Kennedy Lani Fallon.
Aaliyah Gaines.
Summer Ari Ford.
Brian Garcia.
Blazon Foster.
Destiny Gardner.
Riley Foster.
Madeline Brooke Godden.
Michael Fox.
Brandon Gerard.
Mackenzie Friedline Williams.
Chantel Goldsmith.
Jeff Fulton.
Elena Grace Gomez.
Kylie Gable.
Veronica Nicole Gonzalez.
Ayana Gaines.
Janaya Graves.
Kaylee Marie Garcia.
Kylie Grissom.
Albert Garza.
Evan Grove.
Ainsley Elise Gibson.
Noah Grunstad.
Justice Gonzalez.
Josh Giot Jr.
Kayana Gordon.
Gary Hansen Jr.
Haley Gorman.
Dalton Gage Harris.
Hunter Gray.
Alexis Hendricks.
Dylan Grissom.
Noriah LaShawn Hicks.
Ash Hill.
Austin Gross.
Caleb Hoffman.
Josh Gruber.
Casey Holier. Rebecca Holgerson.
Pete Guevara.
Aiden Lee Howery.
Alyssa Hamilton.
Rhonda Hughes.
Emily Hankins.
Carnell Humphrey. Marcus DeAnthony Irvin.
Amanda Harrington.
Blake Jake Hughes. Mia Jimenez Mares.
Trayvon Harris.
Jayla Johnson.
Jacob Hurd.
Jeremiah Jones.
Hannah Hicks.
Braden Jordan. Preston Calden.
Ashlyn Hilburn.
Brittany Janelle Lee Killingsworth.
Sarah Danelle Hawk.
Hannah King.
Serenity Yasmina Alexis Hoffman.
Kaylee Newell.
Faith Holder.
Mickey Lanzan.
Hunter Holland.
Declan Lawson.
Mackay Horn.
Caitlin Lieberman.
Adeline DeAllen Hoffman.
Gregory Lewis.
Kayla Hume.
Charles Longenbach.
Briley Hyde.
Krista Lord.
Mia Renee Jacobs.
Vanessa Marie Loya.
Devin Jaramillo.
Levi Madden.
Destiny Johnson.
Evan Mangum.
Jalen Johnson.
Matthew Manzano.
Olivia Johnson.
Justin Martin.
Jaden Jones.
Jonathan Martinez.
Sophia Jones.
Monica Martinez Lara.
Shelby Jury.
Morgan Max.
Charity Casper.
Dylan McAnally.
Angela King.
Christian McLean.
Madison Kuthi.
Mackenzie McDaniel.
Jacob Lane.
Tyler McElwee.
Lauren Law.
Ryan McGoy Jr. Jacob McLaughlin.
Kaysen Layu.
Lexi McMahon.
Reagan Lena.
Josie McNamara.
Alexis Lewis.
Alfonso Mendoza.
Cara Lewis.
Dalton Middleton.
Angel Lopez.
Olivia Miller. Jordan Minnick.
Alexis Lasano.
Denise Monet.
Tanner Mansfield.
Journey Aaliyah Moore.
Paul Marlowe.
Gabriel Morales.
Alicia Faye Martinez.
Chloe Marie Morgan. Cell Morgan.
Ureli Martinez.
Riley Morris.
Tyson Rocco Mays.
Paulina Munoz.
Tiana McCartney.
Asiana Muskrat.
Carly Ann McDaniels.
Corrigan Neff.
Dylan McDougall.
Ellie Elizabeth Nidell.
Macy McIntyre.
Noah Newton.
Peyton McNabb.
Sydney Niblet.
Lisa Mendiola.
Braxton Norwood.
Dominic Mitchell Garcia.
Trinaya Nunley.
Savannah Mills.
Christopher Ortega.
Richard Merck.
Alexis Palafox.
Mariah Montante.
Dominic Palazzo.
Bridget Rosalia Morales.
Solomon Dean Bunnell.
Kyla Morgan.
Hayden Elizabeth Parrish.
Star Murphy.
Emily Pelletier.
Liberty and Air.
Jordan Peterson.
Brett Napolitano.
Elijah Pena.
Braden Neer.
Austin Pollard.
Isabella Nelson.
Chloe May Potts.
Leanne Wing.
Asia Lachey Price.
Tanya Nori.
8 Robbins.
Eugene O.
Anicia Leona Roman.
Adacia Amelia Mendez Owens.
Samantha Roy.
Kylie Owens.
Ainsley Gail Russell.
Maxanne Pay.
Brooklyn Nicole Salisbury.
Yezere Palafox.
Brendan Sanders.
Isaiah Pennell.
Tyler Sewall.
Shay Parker.
Blaze Schwartz.
Tyreek J. Paisley.
Shelby Sebring.
Matthew Patterson.
Logan Sharp.
Cooper Davis Peliquin.
Jason Shellnut.
Jordan Pogai.
Olivia Shepard.
Hunter Preston.
Lacey Sims.
Landon Pritchard.
Cheyenne Smith.
Kimberly Rambusek.
Jared Smith.
Ethan Richardson.
Kaylee Smith.
Jonathan Robinson.
Leah Smith.
Caitlin Ross.
Stephanie Soto.
Khalid Sadek.
Cody Spawn.
Alexis Sanders.
Kirsten Riley Stevens.
Jack Sanders.
Kelsey Stewart.
Brooke Schroeder.
Rocky Lee William Stone III.
Ainsley Scott.
Megan Stowers.
Anthony Secondio.
Derek Stringer.
Simone Shahat.
Courtney Elizabeth Strunk.
Nathan Shaw.
Kayla Dawn Swallow.
Ronnie Chanette.
Samantha Brianna Tapia.
Stephanie Shipley.
Jade Thomas.
Kimberly Sloan.
Julia Thompson.
Garrick Smith.
Andrew Tomlinson.
Jaden Smith.
Kevin Trepo.
Katriana Smith.
Angelina Turner.
Rayana Shian Southerville.
Dylan Van Horn.
Cashin Steffens.
Brian Walker.
Serenity Story.
Malaya Walker.
Marley Stroud Glidewell.
Miranda Wardle.
Jordan Stubblefield.
Joseph Watson.
Madison Sullins.
Leighton Jeremy Weaver.
Brandon Tack.
Morgan Danae Weber.
Alyssa Thomas.
Nick Wegesser.
Kennedy Thomas.
Peyton Welch.
Christopher Brady Thompson.
Malia Wilkins. Brett Williams.
Dylan Thurman.
Meredith Williams.
Eileen Trejo Saldana.
Yasmin Williams.
Lily Trouchet.
Kelsey Lynn Wilson. Tiana Wood.
Turner.
I think so.
Vivi Venegas.
Tiana Wood.
Kelton Walker.
Emma Langley Wright.
Megan Isabella Wallace.
Bailey Alexis Yancey.
Mason Walton.
Daniel Yanez.
Alasia Watson.
Braseda Young.
Garrett Weaver. Nate Wegesser.
Kiana Widener. Cole White. Vincent Wilkins. Ariel Williams. Trenton Williams. Carlin Simone Wilson. Zachary Wisdom. Caitlin Wyatt. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stark.
Before the class president speaks, I would like to advise the guests here this evening to prepare your cameras and focus on the area between the two sections of graduates, the area directly here in front of the stage. When the class president directs the seniors to change their tassels, you will have a memorable and precious photo opportunity. Now, seniors, your class president, Ms. Trinity Pendleton.
Wait. Hang on. Thanks. Hello. My name is Trinity Pendleton, and when I was in the 5th grade, I decided I was going to rule the world. We'll get back to that. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight to celebrate this special achievement with us. Nice weather we're having. A special thank you to those of you who couldn't be here in person and are watching live tonight from home or wherever you are. Thank you to the Moore Public School System for helping shape us grads from little kiddos into the young adults we are today. Thanks again to all of the legal guardians out there and to every friend, enemy, relative, mentor, and complete stranger that has taught us some of the most important lessons we needed to learn outside of the classroom. All of you who helped prepare us for what's next to come in the infamous real world. Finally, thank you to Mrs. Kleinsmith, the legend herself. I want to start off by answering the question on everyone's mind. This ceremony will be over in about 7 minutes. That's it. The past 12 years of learning, growing, triumphs, failures, and making memories that have led up, making memories has led up to these final 7 minutes together. We met as strangers, and tonight many of us will leave as friends, but we will all leave as a part of the Lion family. Time flies, huh? People have been telling us that all our lives, yet the future always seems to find a way to sneak up on us. As we finish this chapter together, the train, it can be fun or terrifying to think about how the next one will look different for each of us. You might be headed to college, jumping right into the workforce, taking a gap year, joining the military, or perhaps the furthest ahead you've planned is whether or not you'll be at school tomorrow. Whatever it may be, I encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone somewhere along the way and see how that goes. Note, I never said it would go well, so I am not responsible for any upset that may cause. However, if it does go well, I will accept credit for the idea. Know this, grads, we did not just spend the last dozen years of our lives in school for no reason. As I'm sure you have heard before or read on a poster in English class, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Check. Don't just stop here, though. There are a few more things I think you should know if you plan to start your own quest in conquering the world once we leave here today. And yes, I am qualified to give advice. I am a middle child. Number 1, err in the direction of kindness, as hard as it may be sometimes. Be patient, be tolerant, and you will get far. Number 2, ask questions. There have been many people before you who have set out into the real world, and they can teach you important things if you just listen. Never stop learning. Number 3, if you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney was right. If you don't believe it, just look how far you've come already. This graduation is no small feat, and in just a moment, we will make a very large deal about it. Get your streamers ready. Part of me doesn't want to stop talking. I think that's because I know when I do, this chapter will finally be over, and that's a little scary. My parents think it's just because I like the sound of my own voice. You decide. Well, friends, unlike sophomore year, this ceremony cannot last forever. So, graduates, please stand and join me as we do our last thing together. The thing where we change our tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2021. The world is yours. Oh, Graduated! Wrong way! LOL. The mic is still on. Oh, look at them hugging. That's so cute. Now the alma mater. Can we hug now? Can we have like a alma hug? Okay. Great job, y'all. Hey, great season, great year. They can hear you. Oh. I just want to stay up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please open your programs and turn to the Moore High School alma mater. Please stand and join us in singing.